This video will be one of a series that will help you prepare for your oral assessments, your speaking tests in your Arabic 131 and 132 courses. One of the first tasks that you will need to complete is to be able to perform greetings and introductions in Arabic. So, this list of vocabulary words will be helpful. One thing that you may expect to hear or that you may use yourself when introducing yourself or trying to get somebody's attention, you would say, if it's a male, masculine, a male person that you're speaking to, one that you believe is a male, you would say, Ya Sayyidi, Ya Sayyidi, Ya Sayyidi, which is hey or oh, sir of mine or mister of mine. I know in some cultures it might seem rude to say to someone hey, especially if they are older than you, but this is not viewed in a negative light. It's just part of their grammar structures, and it helps for clarification. When you hear "yeah," it's that someone is trying to grab your attention. Someone's trying to catch your attention. So "ya Sayyidi" is "Hey, sir of mine" or "Mr. of mine." What if you're speaking to a married woman? And by the way, Ya Sayyidi might be followed with that person's proper name, their first name. So Ya Sayyidi Harun, Aaron, or Ya Sayyidi Ibrahim, Abraham, Ya Sayyidi Khalid, uh, uh, anything like that. If it's a married woman you're addressing, you would say, Ya Sayyidati, Ya Sayyidati, Ya Sayyidati. That's, hey, Mr. or oh, mistress of mine, or Mrs. of mine. But if you're talking to an unmarried woman or a woman that you don't know whether or not she's married or not, you're going to use this last term here. So ya is the invocative, right? And then anisati, anisati. This is my miss, or miss of mine, right? Hey, miss of mine. And you can say, yeah, anisati Fatima, yeah, anisati Khadija, yeah, anisati Aisha, any female name, proper name. Another way that someone may begin speaking with you is they might begin with a greeting such as Assalamu alaikum, Assalamu alaikum, which literally translates as the peace be upon all of you. But it's just a hello, it's a formal hello greeting. If you're prompted during the speaking test, the oral assessment, with that phrase, you are going to want to respond with the phrase wa alaykum assalam, wa alaykum assalam. And that literally translates then upon all of you, the peace. Again, this is just hello. A different type of hello that you hear or initiate is Sabah al Khair, Sabah al Khair, Sabah al Khair, which is morning of goodness. And if you're prompted with that phrase during the speaking exam, you're going to want to reply with this phrase here, Sabah an-Nur, Sabah an-Nur, which is morning of light. So it's essentially good morning. So this is the good morning that initiates, and this is a good morning that's the response. If it's during the evening time, you would use this phrase instead. Masa al khair, Masa al khair, Masa al khair. And the response to that evening of goodness is Masa al Nur, Masa al Nur, Masa al Nur, which is evening of light. Instead of any of those three that we just covered, Salam, Assalamu alaikum, or Sabah al Khair, or Masa al Khair, you may hear instead Marhaban, 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 and you can reply to that with any of these other two that follow it, or you can initiate with any of those two that follow it. So um, these are sort of Swiss Army knives. You can use any of these to initiate or to reply. So someone might say marhaban is an initiating a conversation with you, and you would reply with the two that follow. Or someone might say ahlan wa sahlan, ahlan wa sahlan, ahlan wa sahlan, ahlan wa sahlan. That might be the initiator that says that, and then you can reply with any of the other two. Or they might just simply cut that short and say ahlan, 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 and then you can reply with marhaban or something else. So, continuing with the theme of greetings and introductions, after someone says hello to you, or good morning, or good evening, they might ask, "What is your name?" You might be asked, maybe in the form of a prompt written in English, ask ask the other speaker your name, or ask them what their name is, right? So you would say, if you're talking to a guy, to a male, you would say ma ismuka, ma ismuka, ma ismuka. If you're talking to a woman, you would swap out this ka for this ki here. You would say ma ismuki, ma ismuki, ma ismuki, ma ismuki, which means what, and is implied, name of yours. What is name of yours, right? And then you might be required to reply to that question, or the other speaker may reply to that question and say, Ana ismi, or they might just say ismi. They might not just, Ana means I. That's the standalone subject pronoun meaning I. They might just say ismi. So ismi, and then they'll say their name. Ismi John, ismi Susan, ismi Jessica, ismi Mark. The next question that you may ask the other speaker, or they may ask you, is كيف الحال? كيف الحال? كيف الحال? كيف الحال? This is how is the condition, or you might hear it in this form instead. كيف حالك, or كيف حالك, which is how is implied here. How is condition of yours? كيف حالك? كيف حالك? What is the condition? What is condition of yours? So how are you, right? And the responses to that are sort of embedded in these two lines here. Instead of كيف الحال, you might hear هل أنت, or هل أنت بخير. هل أنت, or هل أنت بخير. هل أنت, هل أنت بخير. Are you, anta, or anti is you, anta you masculine, anti you feminine. Are you, and then with goodness, bi khayr, bi khayr. Are you okay? Are you well? Right? So you could reply to this كيف الحال, or this هل أنت بخير, or هل أنت بخير, with نعم أنا بخير. Yes, I'm with goodness. Or you can reply as stated down here. نعم. This is yes. نعم. نعم. أنا جيد. If you're a guy, أنا جيد. I am well. I'm good. Or you could say أنا جيدة. If you're a woman, you add a at the end of it. أنا جيدة. أنا جيدة. أنا جيدة. I am well. I'm good. And then you can say Alhamdulillah, which means thankfully or gratefully. Literally, it translates as the praise for the God. But and of course, the polite thing to do would be to say wa anta, or wa anti, and how about you, and you, and you. So wa anta, wa anti, and you. Or let's say you're not well. You could say you're not doing well. La, no. If they said if they said, "Are you okay? Are you well? Are you with goodness?" Say la, no. La means no. La, and then you could say ana laystu. أنا ليست بخير. I am not good with goodness. I am not well. أنا ليست بخير. أنا ليست جيد. أنا ليست جيدة. So those are some different ways to reply. Something else you could say is, "Hey, what's up? You know, what's going on?" Right? In this case, what you're literally saying is, "What is it news of yours?" So it's "ما هي أخبارك?" or "ما هي أخبارك?" ما هي أخبارك? or ما هي أخبارك? What is it? Your news? What's up? And then you can just tell them لا شيء, nothing, or لا شيء جديد, nothing new, or you can tell them something else. If they asked you ماذا تعمل, what do you do for a living? ماذا تعمل? If you're a cadet at an academy, you could say أنا طالب ضابط if you're a guy. أنا طالب ضابط if you're a woman. You could say أنا طالبة ضابطة. أنا طالبة ضابطة. أنا طالبة ضابطة. And then you might say where you're a cadet. Uh, أنا طالبة ضابطة في أكاديمية القوات الجوية الأمريكية. If you're a cadet at the military academy at West Point, you could say أنا طالب or أنا طالب ضابط في أكاديمية الجيش الأمريكية. So you can replace that. Or the Naval Academy, you could say في أكاديمية البحرية الأمريكية. Um, Someone might ask you, okay, well, they're thinking you're at the academy. They might ask you, where are you from? The question is من أين أنت? من أين أنت? Or if you're talking to a woman, من أين أنت? من أين أنت? From where are you? Or from where are you? Are is implied here. And then you can say أنا من مدينة نيويورك في ولاية نيويورك. أنا من مدينة دالاس في ولاية تكساس, etc. etc. This هل هذا بيتك or هل هذا بيتك, is this your house? That's presumptive. That's presuming that you're in front of a building, some type of dormitory or house. If they're at a party, if they're meeting you at a party, they can ask you if this is your house. You could say, in this case, saying لا هذا ليس بيتي. No, this is not house of mine. You could say نعم هذا بيتي. Yes, this is house of mine. And then first question, من أين أنت? من أين أنت? Here's where it says أنا من مدينة. I'm from the city of blank, fi wilayat, in the state of, and then blank, right? So use that. And then at the end of the conversation, you might hear them say, tasharafna, which means you have honored us or we have been honored. You would reply to that by saying the same thing, tasharafna. So you might initiate at the end of the conversation, tasharafna, or you might reply or respond to tasharafna with the same statement, tasharafna, tasharafna, tasharafna. And then finally, when you're leaving, getting ready to walk away, you could say ma'a salama. Ma'a salama means with safety or goodbye, loosely translates as goodbye. Ma'a salama, ma'a salama, ma'a salama. Ma'a salama means goodbye.